Previously on Dungeon Masters.
This time, our adventures bring us back to Faerun, to the warm, dusty sands of the Anauroch Desert. You are all members of an elite but secretive magical faction known as the Order of the Ninth Quill.
I am Cadmus Pennypetal.
You're her husband?
No, her son.
She never mentioned having a son.
No, not once.
We're bouncing the beers back, yeah, innit? And I'm like, where's Big Ed?
A true polymorph is no joke, my dear.
No.
I crumble in the doorway and I start to cry.
Oh.
What the God hells are you people doing? Get it together!
You see them swarming forth from what looks to be a tear in a scintillating magical tapestry. And as they flood out, they consume everything you know.
Ooh. But I have tried to steal an egg.
Oh. Are you kidding?
We are the bringers of the cosmic dawn. Weirdos in the desert that think they can talk to aliens and tell the future. The sands shift and the dunes come alive with serpentine shapes, all of them rapidly approaching you. For the first time, you realize sometimes even heroes flee. Sometimes even heroes run. Our party is split amongst the dunes. We'll see if you survive another day in the Anauroch Desert.
Our party is scattered to the four winds, each of you venturing in different directions, some of you together. We see old alliances renewed and new alliances, well, not so sturdy, not so strong. Sapphira, you saddle up on your horse. The hoofs of your gorgeous sand-colored Arabian steed are not as trained or as adapted to moving through the new sort of shape that the dunes have taken. The terrain is almost treacherous, with the winds kind of constantly shifting in these arcane storms, creating almost eddies in the sand where you would least expect them. You hear the fabric of the tents behind you ripping, and the last thing you see before leaving your party behind is strange colors in the sky and silence as the wind picks up and howls and the night gets darker. You do have dark vision.
Yes.
Give me an animal handling check to see if you can guide your horse that does not have dark vision.
So, fun thing about this background that I have, familiar trainer, is I have proficiency in animal handling. And because Rascal is with me, I get advantage on checks I have proficiency in.
Fantastic.
So I'm gonna roll 2 dice. I have a +3 to this. That is a natural 20. And
And a one, wow.
And a 1! But it's a natural 20.
You can see in the sand other mouths appearing around you. With that natural 20, you are able to avoid them, choosing the paths where your horse has the best chances of not getting kind of caught into one of these sinkholes that is appearing with the burrowing of these creatures underneath them. You can tell where the sand swirls in patterns that betray that what lies underneath is probably something more hollow that threatens to pull you in. Where does Sapphira intend to navigate next? Is the mission moving forward, or do you try to regroup with your party?
This is really tough. I believe the protocol is to go to the next place on the map, and Matar is next on the map, so I think I'm going to do my best to navigate myself towards Matar.
In the dark, you see the telltale shape of what looks to be some ruined buildings nearby. Occurs to you that it would be a good place to ride out the night and might give you some ability to hide from these strange creatures that tore apart the expeditioners' camp and seem to be pursuing you.
I need a long rest.
Cadmus, You hear the sounds of the monstrous creatures behind you tearing the camp apart. The last thing you see of your party is Sailor saying, "Good luck, kid," and making off in the dunes. You make off in the direction that you think is best, but your Misty Step was the last spell you cast before discarding your wand. And as you reach for it almost instinctively, your stomach turns as you realize you are blind in the dark with only the faintest idea of which direction they took off in. Give me an investigation check with disadvantage to see if you can try to pick up their trail.
I have a solution, I think. May I offer a solution?
Yes.
I don't have my wand, which is my spellcasting focus. But one of the last things I learned at Evaresca was that I could, in fact, imbue a stone with my magical power as a transmutation stone and use that as a spellcasting focus, and that would maybe allow me to navigate this a little bit easier. Could I do that?
Do you keep one with you?
On a necklace around them.
Absolutely.
It will take an hour. You said investigation or survival?
If you would just like to find a place to hunker down for an hour and try to ride out the night,
I think that's most important.
that's going to be survival.
Okay.
Either one will be with disadvantage because you can't see anything in the dark.
Okay. That's a 12 and a 19, so 14 with disadvantage.
You stumble forward kind of blindly, and as you do, your hand hits a sort of rocky formation. It's not glamorous, but it provides you the slightest respite from the wind. As you kind of dig in this little overhang and this storm kind of begins to pick up again, you feel a kind of warmth in your chest. And as you reach down and feel for the egg, you realize it has sustained a little bit of damage in the attack as a small hairline fracture has appeared in the shell.
I am a proppy actor, so this makes me very happy. Can I see if I know anything about how to take care of this properly, if I've learned anything about it?
Give me a history check.
Thank you. Oh, we're good. Plus 11 days. Wow. 18.
18. You piece together that perhaps if you were able to get access to something cactus-like, that gelatinous sort of inside of it, something kind of slimy, maybe even an aloe plant, you might be able to sort of fill that fracture so that this egg could sort of bloom into fruition.
In my immediate vicinity, I remember the where I stole this egg from. They were feeding on a sort of cacti-like plant. Is there anything, I know it's sort of dark, but in just my immediate vicinity, is there anything like that?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. 18 plus 8, so 26.
As you kind of feel with just your hands, you touch the sand petrified remains of some type of vegetation that might have been there. You think if you could rehydrate it, it might be able to mend this egg.
Okay, I grab a bit of it, I spit into my hand, I try to make it into a paste that might work. I apply it as deftly as I can to the egg. I put it in my robe. I sort of get into a fetal position because I do sort of reckon that as warm as I can make it is probably the best option. And I think about my mother, I think about my father, I'm worried about them if they're worried about me. But actually the thing that really catches my attention is that I don't feel as scared as I did 2 weeks ago. And I kind of feel like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna figure this out.
Hi guys.
Howdy.
Your wind skiff is moving much slower than usual.
Hey now. Just slower is fine.
Okay, you're fair. That's
Come
fair.
now.
That's fair. You skip it across the dunes skillfully, and as you do, all of this wind kind of just aids you. And Lil P was napping.
I think laying back and just watching the stars was exactly where you left me.
Would you like to have a rest as you lay here?
I would. I need it.
Yeah, Lil P kind of gets in their little comfortable repose. As you do so, your little frog friend has hopped down next to you.
My boss.
Yeah, Anton. You keep making this correction.
Work colleague.
Peer of the realm.
Of the realm.
And you notice that one of the many sort of rings and bells that he wears around himself has like almost melted into his skin.
Why? Yo, Big A, did you just see what I did back there? I was about to take out all them worms in it.
Yeah, I don't think you were, Lil P.
I was close though. So like next time I'm in for like a promotion.
I think we barely got out with our hides.
That's what you saw, but it was very, it doesn't matter.
Well, I don't think I can pull off that little trick every time.
Ooh.
Right, I hear you. Do you know what? I hear you loud and clear. I will do better this time.
I was worried about you.
You were?
I worry about you a lot.
In like a friendship way? Like, would
Well-
you say that we're friends?
Coming on a little strong.
Sailors behind me going like, come on, there. And I'm like, no, what I meant is, I worry about you too. in a very friend in an employee-employer relationship way.
Well, you know, your reputation kind of preceded you. I kind of thought, oh yeah, being a distant relation, you know, I got 1/3 of that Elminster blood in me. 1/10 even maybe. Okay, maybe less than that.
You're full Elminster to me, mate.
You know, sometimes when we're a couple pints deep, I actually find you to be like kind of profound.
I am.
And I've come to enjoy your company a little bit.
I too enjoy your company, and I hope that we can keep traveling together. And if you want to be a frog, you be a frog.
I would prefer not to.
Whatever you want, you're my priority. And we gotta do
And my priority is the mission.
So that is my priority too.
The barrier that our order protects. It's the only thing preventing those monsters from unleashing unspeakable horrors on the rest of Faerun. I think you know we can't let that happen. You hear the two of them ribbiting back and forth as Lil P gets some shut-eye. You enjoy the benefits of a long rest. The sailor is kind of doing all the heavy lifting right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling a
Sailor.
little woozy as well.
Give me a perception check.
All right. That's an 18 plus 2. 20 for a dirty 20.
Your gust of wind is carrying you swiftly and safely through the dunes. And with that very high perception roll, you realize it. You're being pursued. You see the outline of undulating, worm-like shapes, almost drawn to your spell like a beacon.
Hell.
You have quite a lead on them.
Sailor's wrestling with a lot right now. So the team is scattered. The most inexperienced one he couldn't get to, trusting that his magic would save him. He's very conflicted right now because there's a big part of him that says, what am I doing? Like, I'm going away from them. He has no idea what's happened with Sapphira, and it feels very much like he's abandoned everybody. And he realizes that he's panicking. And he doesn't really know what to do other than just keep moving forward, keep sailing away.
Give me a history check.
Yeah, and that is a -1. That's a 5 -1 for 4.
In your panic, as you kind of wrestle with that, you almost subconsciously navigate to an old wind farm that you've taken shelter at before, one of the more familiar landmarks to you. It's like autopilot. You don't even realize that you're doing it.
Yeah. He's just deflecting all these feelings and he's not even thinking.
You do know that it's perfectly sheltered in a canyon?
Yep.
It has these sound focusing and reflecting structures that have been built around it in the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
On the bluffs of this strange cliff-like formation are the sort of contraptions that have been made to like capture the wind into energy. And in it, you know, is a sort of abandoned homestead that you've hung out at before.
Yeah.
Maybe even done some graffiti on the walls of the stone with.
Yeah.
And you know that these sort of sound amplifying and deflecting things are very good at disorienting creatures that use sound to track you.
With a shrugging the shoulders and looking out to the dunes, looking back, Oh, hills. Highness, we gotta change of course. Gotta rest it. He just stops and remembers. Well, 2 out of 4 ain't bad. He just kicks it into gear and just starts arcing towards it.
Yeah, arcing towards this like rock formation you can kind of see in the distance. Sapphira, as you enter the ruins, you see what appear to be the remains of an old tower.
Okay.
And the site itself is eerily quiet.
Oh, I don't have a choice. I can't go further. I think it would be too much of a risk. So I will start to make camp here at these ruins.
Okay.
I think I just quietly go like, sorry. Like whatever building I'm near. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's a fun random encounter.
You're like narrative whiplash. Like,
You pull out your bedroll, you unroll it. Sorry. In the dark, you just hear.
Yeah.
But what?
No. God. Oh.
You see in the dark, padding forward from behind a pillar, 2 lions' paws. Above them, a humanoid torso.
Gosh, very cool.
Long black braids, bright green eyes, tinged with amber, that gaze at you through the darkness like 2 lanterns as a lamia approaches you.
A what? I'm gonna need a picture.
sexy cat man.
Lamia, I barely know her.
Think of a centaur, but with a lion's body.
All of them, apart from the camel.
Oh, that thing. Oh.
Wow, okay.
In lieu of a proper tunic, you see beads draped in layers over her chest, and she says, my, what do we have here?
I was apologizing for being here. Is this your home?
It's a place where sometimes I make my home, yes.
Would you be willing to share?
In return for what?
What do you want?
Well, where are you headed?
I'm not really sure where I'm headed. I'm supposed to meet my friends in a neighboring town, and then we're supposed to...
Which town?
Lion's Eye Oasis.
Ah, roll a deception check.
I have a +6, and I am proficient in deception.
Oh,
So
are you
I'm,
now?
because Rascal's on my shoulder, I get advantage. So that's a 19 +6, which is 25.
What were you looking for there?
Some friends, but I think they're long gone now. Those monsters. They ransacked everything.
They don't ransack, they consume.
We call them thornbacks, but what are they?
We call them Feyrim.
Feyrim? They eat magic.
Yes.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Tourists. I was hoping you would have something of use to me.
What do you want? I've got a mirror that shows me spooky things. You wanna look at that?
I wonder what the bandits would give me for you.
I'll give you anything you want. I can't die here.
Dying here is the same as dying anywhere else. What difference does it make?
I have something I have to do.
How's that going for you?
Not good, if you want to know, actually. Not good. Bad, in fact. Awful, maybe. I want so badly to be good at one thing so much that I made a contract with a being I do not understand so that I can maybe have a semblance of something that makes me special. I have a job that can't stand me, and people that feel sorry for me or don't even remember my name. So it's not going good. And I don't want to die in this desert alone. So what do you want? I'll give you anything.
Emotional.
Yes. You're right. I'm a lot of things, and I'm definitely that.
She kind of like walks in a circle and then kind of slumps down cat-like.
Mm.
You know, you do have a quality about you. Give me a persuasion check.
Oh boy. All right.
Never been so attracted to an NPC in all my life.
I'm not proficient in persuasion. +3. So 8 plus 3 is 11.
Well, I don't think you're powerful.
You're right.
And at this, you see an idea occur to her as her eyebrows kind of shoot up into her hair. But sometimes a little bit of patheticness is kind of what you need. See, I've been trying to find my way into a Zentrum-held encampment.
Okay.
They operate the only functional oasis in this area. I just need a way in.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps your patheticness, they'll find it disarming and you can help sneak me in.
Okay.
As like your
Girlfriend?
sister.
What?
Get it, girl.
Sure. Why not?
You're very beautiful. Sorry.
This is a crazy time to shoot your shot. This is a crazy time.
I might die tonight, babe.
Mayanna, Berrin. This is a wild time to shoot your shot.
When in the desert.
What happens in the desert stays in the desert.
Eh?
I must admit to you all, above the table, the DM is also a player. My flabbers are gassing in the wind.
You're here, I'm here, night sky, I don't know.
Is that a bottle of wine?
What's your name?
I love this.
Sapphira Horayas.
My name's Rubia.
Now I hear a ruby and a sapphire make an amethyst, I don't know. One in the desert.
I've got secondhand blushing right now. Woo! My goodness.
You literally are.
I really am.
You know, I keep some things under the hood.
Riz.
I am proficient in deception. Mm-hmm. You don't have to tell me your real name, but I know it's not Rubia. Would you like me to call you that?
Depending on how you perform, I guess you can call me whatever you like. You enjoy the benefits of a long rest. We're not going further than that.
Sorry, just to be clear, together?
Yes.
Together?
Mm-hmm. You both enjoy the benefits of a
long rest.
A long rest. A long, hard rest.
As the day breaks, you also enjoy the benefits of a long rest, Cadmus, although perhaps not quite as good a rest as Sapphira.
Oh, clearly not.
As Sapphira's. You are roused by the sound of boots gently padding through the sand around you. Your eyes kind of swim and adjust in the glare of the rising sun. The sand begins to become superheated again, casting off these images on the wavering horizon. You come to and realize you are surrounded by a group of individuals veiled and cloaked in black, each with a sigil or a badge somewhere on their person with a dragon and an orb at the bottom. You immediately recognize it as the logo of the Zentrum.
Oh, I had a stone on my person that I keep with me as a sort of good luck charm. Mm-hmm. And I imagine it looks like tending to a fire. Mm-hmm. But as I'm trying to keep the arcane flame alive and imbue the stone with it, probably lasts longer than it should because of the environment and my stress and anxiety. And so I did it. I cast Find Familiar. And it wasn't a fennec fox. It was a cat, a purple cat. And that we had a sort of standoffish moment because not as friendly as my fennec fox. Mm-hmm. And then I fell asleep. And so I've now woken up clutching my transmutation stone, and I don't have any insignia that would represent me being Order of the Ninth Quill, right?
No, you specifically don't wear any insignia.
Okay, great.
You're sort of a more clandestine secret organization. The Zentrum, however, hold sway in this area, and so they sort of proudly don the garb so that people know that they belong to this organization of merchants, mercenaries, and in some cases, thieves.
So I hear them, and they've been surrounding me, right?
You look up and you just see like 4 heads kind of looking down at you. Yeah.
Okay.
You do hear one of them speak first. We are part of the Black Network. Passage on these roads requires payment to us.
I can offer payment. I'm a student at Everesca, and I'm sort of on a field study.
Field study?
Yes, in field study. I'm trying to track the nature of
we've
these
seen your
arcane
type.
storms. You've seen my type?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What happened in the camp?
I arrived, I guess, after whatever happened there, but the last thing that I saw was these giant worms swallowing calves, or cows, or oxen.
We both know that the worms don't eat flesh. That's not what they subsist off of. So that's strike 1. Strike 2 is this little game we're playing where you're pretending that you just happened to bumble into the desert to study it. So what's strike 3 gonna be? This knife through your throat?
They eat magic, we both know that. I don't know what they were carrying. I lost some friends out there. I'd like it very much if I could make it back to them.
You lost them.
Yes.
They were killed?
No, I hope not.
What are you worth to them?
Not a thing.
Then I guess it's a question of what you're worth to us.
I think you should reach out to my mother.
And what's your name?
Cadmus, Pennypetal. Do you know Pirouette Pennypetal?
Oh, we know her very well. I didn't know Pirouette had a son.
And this is why.
Yes.
This is why. This is why.
This is why.
Ooh.
He's trying to protect you.
Yeah.
All right, with us, on your feet.
Do I have a choice in this matter?
Depends on if you want to get there alive or in another state.
I like alive.
This goes one of 2 ways. Either we ransom you,
Yes.
or you tell us what you were doing in the desert, and all of it really just depends on how annoying you're going to be on this trek. Or we have mounts and you will be going on foot. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Oof.
Ooh.
20.
Oh, so close. Oh, dirty.
The march is long and hard, and they are better provisioned than you are. They give you a mouthful of water and a meager handful of dried plantains. It is uncharacteristically hot for this time of year, and you begin to feel the rivulets of sweat cascading down your face. But you hold strong, almost eager to prove yourself. You find a courage within yourself that wasn't there before as they begin to march you to who knows where.
As we continue to move, I'm going to, as secretively as I can, cast mold earth behind me to leave signs for any of my party members should they happen to come looking for me.
This will be a sleight of hand check to see if you can do it without them noticing.
Do I roll? I'm gonna roll.
I know, it's such a
yeah.
toss up.
18.
You leave behind a mark. What form does your sort of cipher take that you, or this sign you leave behind for them?
The same flower insignia that's etched into my robe. It's a sort of blooming flower.
It's beautiful.
Thanks.
Sailor,
Yep.
as the first rays of the dawn begin to take the sky, piercing that inky black darkness with that blinding light that your eyes are so accustomed to, you enter what used to be, to you at least fondly, the Duke's clubhouse.
So as I get towards the valley, so I lay down the skiff kind of gently. Morning, Your Highness.
That's the best sleep I've ever had.
Yeah, speaking of which, to be honest with you, man, I'm feeling too hot. I think I need a bit of a lie down.
You ain't looking too good.
Yeah, I know. There's a place down here. It's an old family place. Just watch your step. It gets a little rough and ready. So I'm gonna start leading down through the paths, and we find the entrance. And as I get to the sort of opening portal, which is kind of like a portal, there's like this old rag material that we've deliberately dyed and dipped to make it look like part of the rock. And it's very simple. You just sort of push it in and you sort of slide in sideways through this little rock crevice.
As you kind of push it aside and make to go in and maybe rest for the day, you hear a loud bang as 2 eldritch blasts hit the top of the rock, taking chunks out of it right above your head.
What's that?
Oh, hell. So we just freeze, grab little P and go, don't move. And turn around and start whistling.
Give me a luck roll.
This is a new day.
Yes.
I haven't long rested.
So this is going to be a straight roll?
It's gonna be a straight roll.
It's been a rough night for Sailor.
All right, here we go.
That's another 20!
With that 20 and with that whistle, you just hear a, "God damn, Sailor, is that you?" And as you look up, you see 2 perfectly preserved conch shells bolted to almost cane-like handle. And you know this as, give me one of your sister's names.
One of my sister's names, this is Gnarly.
Gnarly.
You see Gnarly's classic Eldritch shotgun.
Hey, y'all.
My God, you look like you've aged 30 years.
I know it. It's been a time, and to be honest with you, my dog's barking. We need to lie down here if that's okay. How y'all been, sis?
She takes a round shield from her back and comes sliding down one of the rock surfaces as she does so, kicking it up at the end and then putting it back on her back perfectly. And she looks delighted to see you with that natural 20.
Yeah. Hey, Gnarly.
Baby brother. And she just kind of like pulls you into a big hug.
To be honest with you, I don't realize how much I need this hug. And I just hold on to it. Hell, we ain't doing so great. I mean, this has been harder than pulling an orc's teeth, you feel me? I need some help.
Why don't you come in and tell me all about it?
All right. You remember Little P, right?
I'm standing very awkwardly. The hug has done stuff to me. You know, I'm just like.
Oh, little Pete, bring it in. She kind of pushes open the door roughly, puts her Eldritch shotgun up on the where it usually goes. You see there are empty brackets where maybe other people kind of used to put their gear.
We will have our spaces.
She takes her round shield, kicks it up, and kind of mounts it there as well, and kind of begins to unwrap her arms. You weren't trying to surf in that storm, were you?
Hell, I surfed through it. I gotta tell you, Gnarly, man, those peaks and troughs, they churned us up something rotten. To be honest with you, I'm madder than a gin in a bottle. We have not had a good time with it.
As you say that, you notice her entire body kind of tense up. Give me a insight check.
Do I get any kind of bonuses because it's family?
Absolutely.
All right, I can do the advantage. All right. So insight is a +5 anyway. Whoops, sorry, that's 1, that's a 13, it's an 18, and that is a 17, so 18.
18. As you're looking at her and kind of reading her body language, it's almost like she's trying to be as welcoming to you as possible. So she's doing you the politeness of not mentioning how superstitious she is, and your mention of a djinn puts her on edge, as she sometimes believes that saying those things invites them. But you notice she doesn't chastise you because she's worried that you might run off again.
So, how's the rest of the Dukes?
I'm doing well. Getting by.
Chop and Rip doing okay?
When they're not fighting.
That's the twins for you.
How are you doing? I know things have been rough, but spiritually speaking.
I'm doing okay. We just had a bad turn of it. Now what we need is a long rest, some supplies. Kind of need a favor from the Dukes.
We haven't been together in a long time.
I know.
Things have changed a lot since you last rode with us. I don't even think half of them would take my call. I have a hard time keeping everybody together. Sometimes I feel like I never know the right thing to say. Sometimes I feel like I just make it worse.
Well,
especially with the twins. Apparently, I'm always taking one side or the other, even though I feel like I've never taken neither. I'm just trying to do right by both of them.
oh hell, there's only ever two sides to take anyway.
I know if they knew you were in trouble, it might help.
Favor ain't from me. There's a couple of kids out there we lost along the way, and well, they ain't exactly desert folk, if you catch my drift.
I could try to get her up and running.
I thought she was broke.
She is, but if you give me a few days, I could probably try to get her up and running.
What you talking about?
Oh hell, I don't want to spoil it. It's one of them better to see than to talk about kind of situations, if you know what I mean.
I'd need your help. Getting stuff, getting materials, getting supplies. Maybe a hand or two, especially given how strong you are.
I am strong. And I'm willing to help you.
We could get the old girl running. She's faster than walking, she's faster than flying.
I'll help you. But once you get this thing running, yeah, can I drive?
I think I might be able to teach you how to handle the old girl.
Okay. I'm a very good driver. Also a very good fighter. I'm good at most things. And I'm a quick learner. And I'm very eager to please.
I like that. Not a lot of people pleasing me these days, if you catch my drift. It's a refreshing change.
I absolutely don't catch it. I'm just like, oh, it's a shame. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I'm here now.
Well, hell, I'm tired. Saw little P first. I'm just gonna go and pass out now.
When you wake up, I'll have something scraped together for y'all. But I'm not really the cook Mom was either.
And don't forget that.
She winks down.
So, is that officially a long rest?
I've taken mine already.
Oh, I have not. No, thank you.
The three of you set about the next leg of your journey. Cadmus is taken by the Zhentarim on their way to Matar. As they go, the first day, please give me a perception check, if you will, Cadmus.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Here we go. Good for you.
Cadmus, you spot a group of bandits nearby. You point them out to the Zhentarim, and they're able to get the jump on them. This earns you a few friends among their troops on your journey to Matar. And you notice now they speak easier around you. They're less guarded, and you have less guards around you as they journey, finding you not only capable, but also somewhat trustworthy.
I will note everything that they say for my mother. Yes.
Can you also give me a Constitution saving throw? This one will be at advantage since they are giving you better rations as you're traveling.
It's a 13.
Okay, perfect. You make the save, you do not take a level of exhaustion, even though you've been made to march in an environment you're really not used to at a pace that would be unsustainable for a less hardy adventurer.
I'll just say that as we continue, every 10 or 20 feet, I leave that mark on the ground.
Fantastic. You have a new companion. Rubia.
Yeah. Has she told me her real name yet?
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay, just a straight +3. That is a 16 + 3, 19.
19. With a 19, on the second day she told you her name. It was actually close to what she told you. It's Rabia.
Rabia. Cool. That's cool. I like her. She's awesome.
On this particular day, as both of you are kind of hungry and kind of thirsty, she comes to you with a unique proposition. You know, we could do the, oh no, I'm lost in the desert routine.
Both of us? Or would it be like you would go in and then like, or, I mean, okay.
At this, she disguises herself as a young girl that looks almost like hollow-cheeked and starving, and gives you her best. Please, sir, I really just need some water.
I like it. Could it be closer to death? Like, yeah, you're right, exactly. Please, we haven't had water in days. Something like that.
Very well. I'll do that bit, and you kill them when they show up.
You've seen combat, I assume.
Of course.
How many? do you think? Like, if I can target a couple, but how
I
many?
saw a group of 3 traders making their way north.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I say we show them why we call the sword the sword.
All right.
One of them looked a little sickly. I can kill that one myself.
Okay. I'll work on the other 2.
Give me a stealth check.
Here we
You guys
go.
wouldn't let me kill an ox for food. What is that? God,
That's what I said, and you can say no. You can say, I tell her no, we're not gonna do
I'm
that.
all alone in the world.
Apparently.
I'm scared. Stealth check. Come on. Ah, that hurts. That's 6. That is a 5 + 1, 6.
As Rabia carries out your deception and this group of traders approaches to help her, they catch you creeping around the back. The fight goes south.
Oof.
The battle leaves you weary, a bit off course, and without the resources you were hoping for. You take 1 level of exhaustion. Your journey to Matar is a bit slower. Although Rabia does share her bed with you, she is more reluctant to share her provisions.
Okay. I will summon my familiar Rascal, and we will go out into the night to try and find some food.
Give me a survival check. You'll need to beat a 20 since you are in the Anauroch desert. I like those.
I like that.
He's 11.
It's 11.
He's 11.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's a rough couple of days as you trudge on towards Matar with Rabia looking a little bit healthier and hardier than you.
Despite my exhaustion, despite my failure to, successfully stealth and gain provisions, I think I weirdly do feel kind of confident. I think the fact that I've survived this long and that I found a new companion, I didn't fall into the sands and die days ago. I do think I feel weirdly good.
And as you're traveling, you kind of gain your own confidence, perhaps just by mimicking hers a little bit.
Yeah.
Sailor, you hear word from Gnarly that she thinks she's picked up some kind of trail that might indicate where one of your companions is. In the sand, she draws an image of a flower, says, "Does this look familiar to you?"
No.
Huh.
Found it near the expeditioners' camp.
Didn't the kid have a robe with these dumb flowers on it?
Don't really know, to be honest.
My name is Pennypetal.
Yeah. That's what you always just go, oh hell. Man, sometimes I'm as dumb as a bag of rocks. Pennypetal. That's a petal of a flower.
Why are you saying Pennypetal? You're right.
Yeah, I think I'm
having
all right. No, don't worry about it. Yeah, okay. This might be the kid. All right, Gnarly.
Well, there were a lot of footprints around his, if you catch my drift.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
think your friend might have been taken captive somewhere.
Well, it's either going to be the Zentarum or somebody equally as nefarious. Which direction was it going in?
I'll keep looking for the trail, but I'll need you to gather supplies to fix up old Betsy.
Me?
We're fixing up a basically a sand ship.
Oh, I know. I'm going to be driving.
Yes. Do you want to spend your time learning to drive it?
Yes.
So I'm going to do all the supply run while
Yes,
she learns
I would.
to drive.
I would. And, yes, yeah, that would be great.
Gnarly will teach you everything
Great.
she knows.
Perfect.
All right, guess I'm shopping.
Petrified Forest might be a good place to look.
I'll get to it. And then with that, he's going to take his wind skiff, pop it out, and as it starts like floating outside the entrance, he looks back at you two, especially you. He goes, "Hey, Lil P, you know what we always say around these parts, don't you?
I don't.
You're going to weave upon the wind." And he's going to kick off and straight out of the canyon.
Give me we're gonna say this is foraging because you're trying to look for resources.
Yeah. Would it be okay to find food at the same time as finding the wood?
Yes, but finding food in the Anauroch desert is very difficult.
Okay.
And finding the provisions you're looking for is a little bit easier.
Well, Gnarly gave me this band on my wrist for luck, And boy, howdy do we need some in abundance right now.
All right.
So I'm going to use 1 luck point then. Okay, great. 18. Oh, it's 2 18s plus 5. That's 23.
You're easily able to not only find wood to help repair the hull of the old cutter, but you are also able to find some food as well. You come upon some prickly pear that you've been able to forage just outside the confines of the petrified forest, and you bring it back for the both of you to enjoy.
I'm actually munching one as I walk in. I go,
Just one pair? That's all
no,
you
no,
brought?
I got a bag of pears.
Okay, good.
I just sort of look up with these guys and go, yo, Your Highness, try one of these. And throw up a prickly pear towards you.
I try and catch it. Yeah, something like that. I am really in the throes of driving at the moment, though, so you're kind of disturbing me.
Yeah, give me...
My hands go up and I back off.
I think this is going to be probably a intelligence check.
Actually, I have a quite high intelligence.
You do?
+3. It's a 2 +3.
The first day trying to learn to pilot a wind boat, as it were, a wind cutter, you struggle a little bit, especially as you're distracted by Big A's many machinations as he tries to pull you into his tomfoolery.
It's like singing songs, like dirty jokes.
Trying to make
that kind of
moonshine.
stuff. Love that. Love that.
He's a bad influence.
He's just like,
a bad
we could try to ferment the prickly pear. You see his little frog hands go up like
bruv,
this.
like we did that one time at the Tangerine Palace.
Tangerine Palace.
With that low roll, Big A and Lil P go blind from homemade moonshine
Yeah, bro. Good times.
and have a hell of a night. They regain their vision eventually,
The best of times.
but they do have the temporary blindness.
Lads.
Gnarly, however, continues working on the boat, thankfully,
Yeah, we
and
carried
doesn't
on with it.
partake.
Yeah, we both
Smart,
went on
because
the boat.
we're working.
Yeah.
Across the dunes, our unlikely duo continues their journey to Matar. As you and Rabia make your way in between these rocky plateaus, trying to find the stealthiest way forward, especially after your failed attempt at hijacking the goods of the traders, you notice there are like more patrols out here kind of looking for you, as there have been reports of bandits in the area. What is the name of your bandit duo?
Oh, the bandit duo? Amethyst.
Amethyst, yeah, the Amethyst Raiders. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw. Okay, I have +1. That is a 17 minus 2, 15.
Amazing, you only needed a 15, which is good. Meets it, beats it. You're able to narrowly avoid a rock slide that comes crashing down around both of you. The most direct path to Matar is now blocked to you, and you'll have to take the long way around. Give me a survival check to see if you can find anything to eat or drink along the way.
Okay. It's an 11 minus 2, so that's 9.
A 9. You don't.
Dang.
Your stomach rumbles. Your throat feels dry. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
No! 6 minus 2, that's 4.
You gain another level of
Oh,
exhaustion.
wow.
Okay.
What does that do? Second level?
Second level. So now it's a -4 to everything.
Minus
to checks.
4
To
to
checks, right? And saves, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, you're not gonna die on me, are you?
I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die here, okay? But you could help me avoid that if you shared some of your water and some of your grapes. Oh my, you were infuriating.
Okay. Tell me who you work for. You've mentioned a mission. Who are they and what do they want?
We want to save the world. We want to stop the apocalypse. Those things, the Faerun, you called them, they're gonna kill everybody, including me and you and everybody out in Faerun,
No,
unless we stop them.
they can't. They can't leave the desert.
I've seen it. I will show her the mirror. My patron communes with me through this mirror. She showed me horrible things. Those Faerun ripping through the barrier, bringing the desert everywhere. The whole world covered in sand. You're so cute when you do that, and it makes me crazy.
I kind of like the sand. But you're saying it would be bad if it went everywhere. Let me see if I can find it within myself to care about this.
Do you care about me? Because I care about this. I know we haven't known each other very long, but I feel connected to you. And if you care about me, I care about this.
Well, you are kind of cute. Do you think if we help your patron, then you'll be like less of a downer?
I can almost guarantee it. Her powers are weak. They're getting weaker by the day.
If her powers increase, do you think she could give me some?
I'm gonna look in the mirror and see if she'll give me a sign.
Give me a luck roll.
Oh man, I'm gonna try it. So 14.
You see the crone's face for a brief moment, and then it disappears, and you are met with the image of magical items untold, like a hoard, a vault of them, almost like panning over mounds of gold, chalices, scrolls, scepters, all manner of accumulate, like a dragon's hoard. And it just reflects in the mirror for a second, and as the image fades, but you see the image like remain reflected almost in Rabia's eyes as she goes, okay, I think I could share a sip. And she shares her provisions with you that night, as you are only a couple days more march from Matar. Cadmus, as you continue your journey, now also just a few days away from Matar, Cadmus, you hear a voice in your mind, a message, as you're making camp one of the nights, still being escorted by the Zentaran. You hear, "Hey! Are you there?"
Do I recognize it as his voice? As
It's pretty iconic. I'd like to think.
I perk up and just.
Have you joined them? Are you still with us?
I'm with you. Sending.
Yeah, it's a message spell.
Telepathically, I'm going to send my cat to find him, and I will respond and say, I'm with the Order of the Ninth Quill.
And he says, I don't know that their mission aligns with ours. Their goals are indiscernible, unlike the will of the stars, and they guided me to you. Have you joined the Robed One?
No.
Then I shall try to orchestrate a way for your escape. I have friends in the cosmic dawn.
Roll my eyes. Sure he does. Thank you.
And since I have been spared the wrath of the Elder Ones and denied their wisdom, I have found myself adrift in the sands.
Has Echo been able to spot him?
Yeah, I think at this point, yes. He has essentially altered himself to be the same pattern as the sand, very similar to how octopuses kind of resemble. So he's just kind of hanging on a rock nearby and is the same color as the rock, and until he moves, you can't tell, but you're familiar with that keen sense of smell, is able to sniff him out.
I just want her to jump scare him.
Oh! You hear that in the...
Yeah.
Oh!
It's young Joseph.
This image that he's butt naked as well for spell to really work.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He is butt naked.
He can alter his skin, so
He's
yes.
method.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nothing else, just butt naked.
I find myself like a compass with no true north.
I don't know if you need this or not, but I think I'm willing to be your friend. When this is all over, maybe we should grab a beer.
I do not partake, but I would welcome the company.
Excellent. Okay. Stay close.
I drink of darker fluids that inspire stranger visions. Where ale dulls the senses, my concoctions tend to sharpen them.
Oh, I would very much like to try these eventually.
Very well. One of these nights we shall imbibe together. That is, if they don't kill you.
The suspense. Stay close.
I shall.
Okay.
Although the sunburn is becoming quite worrisome.
Joseph the Younger.
I would like to do one thing. This isn't the same day as the...
No, this is like several days are passing between your journey as you're making your way on the map from the Oasis, the Lion's Eye Oasis, to Matar, which is a Zentrum-held watering hole.
Okay, so I find some time on my own away from my captors, and I try to reach out to my mother. I cast Sending, and I say, Mom, captured by Zentarum, somewhere near the sword, alone, sailor, princess, Sapphira, status unknown, I'm tougher than I thought, than you thought, to need you.
Sailor, you receive a sending spell. You receive a message. Traveling through the weave, it comes to you from a great distance away. And you receive the words, "Hey, it's P. Son captured by Zentarum, somewhere near the sword, alone. Oops. Have a son."
Yeah.
Long story. He's not as tough as he thinks. Need you.
So with the hammer in hand, I'm still sort of like doing the finishing touches to the boat. I sort of like, this hits me and sort of, yeah, okay. I just go and slam the last nail straight in, put it down and go, well, a time like the present, P.
Yo,
I think we found our wayward son, as it were.
our son?
The son. P son. The other P.
Lil P?
No. God.
After conferring with Little P, as you have finished putting in the last nails, you kind of stand back to admire your handiwork. And you do see the Duchess of the Dunes, old Betsy, restored somewhat to her former glory. You know that she can carry a crew of 6, can hold quite a bit of cargo in the hold, and she's surprisingly light on the dunes. She handles very well. You've managed to restore all this vehicle's hit points, but to determine whether the augmentations you attempted to make to it were successful, go ahead and give me a dexterity check, and you can add your proficiency to this.
Oh, beautiful.
Cool, so that is, I get +4 on dexterity, then I add another +3.
Yep.
So that's +7.
You just need about a DC 15 check to
I get
see.
17.
Absolutely. Okay, so you may choose one augmentation to add to your vessel.
Should we get something like a grapple hook but reverse it so somebody can shimmy up the line? Or like it's a gun that fires like a net out, like and can entraps people?
I think net gun.
Net guns, because it's like a few people can get swarmed by it.
Because otherwise anything could latch on and climb onto the
Yeah,
ship.
good point.
Yeah, I think net gun.
Okay, so net gun. All right, so we'd like to augment the ballista so it fires off like a very thick fishing net that we can like tangle up a bunch of people in.
With your repairs on the vessel finished, your ballista augmented and properly bolted.
Crank the ballista to make sure it's working. Like, pat it a little bit. Okay, this is looking good. And then it occurs to me I haven't responded. So I try and close my eyes, think a pirouette and say, off to find your long story. See you soon.
The sand sloop pulls away from this rocky formation that was the Duke's former hideout. As it begins to, Gnarly is with you all. She hands a full jug of ale to Lil P and says, will you do the honors?
Oh, not today, mate.
It's to break against the hull for good luck.
I will.
Give me a luck roll to see how lucky your vessel will be.
Oh, okay. Just one smash, the whole thing just falls apart.
What I was gonna say with my big Goliath
Your
strength, it's
massive
probably
Goliath
gonna just like go straight through, make a massive hole in the ship. What?
It's just a straight D20 roll.
And the higher it goes,
Higher the better.
The higher
Just
the
that's
better.
it? Okay, great. This should go really swimmingly. It's an 18.
Yay, new dice.
We're back, baby.
You'll be able to gain advantage on one of your rolls using the vessel since she is lucky.
Cool. Okay, so one roll per, just one roll.
Just one roll for the whole vessel. At
The
one
whole-
point, when you really need it, one of you can expend one.
Okay,
Because as your dungeon master, I have deemed this is a lucky vessel and not a doomed one.
nice.
I like that. Betsy.
We
want to save it
break-
for an emergency.
Break glass emergency.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Oh, this is very important. Do you aim to reach the Zentrum encampment by dusk or morning?
I kind of think it'd be best if we hit them by nighttime.
By nighttime, yeah, I was
So
about to say the
I
same.
think if we arrive there dusk, and we can slow our pace, so that dusk is when we can see it in view, nighttime is when we can actually go in.
Yeah, go in and do the mission.
Are we all decided on that?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
Every decision we make in this campaign, I get so stressed.
Stressed, yeah.
Oh my God.
Normally, the Zentrum Watch probably would have seen your vessel coming over the horizon. But instead, several things happened that night in the camp that were a little bit distracting. For that evening, just as dusk was falling, you received a response from your mother. It simply said, "When it happens, don't think, act."
Okay.
Sapphira, that evening as you approached the gate with your disguised Lamia companion in tow, a fight broke out at the gate. And just as you thought for sure that perhaps your little ruse and your plan to get Rabia into the encampment wouldn't work, a welcome diversion happened as young Joseph snuck into the back of the camp and unleashed a workshop wrecker. A small metal ball that bounces back and forth, breaking and bludgeoning everyone and everything that comes in contact with it. Immediately, you see it breaking through what little wooden fortifications they have, splintering palm trees in the distance, putting holes through roofs and breaking stilt huts as it begins to ricochet around the workshop, wrecking everything in its path. You hear in your mind, "I'd make a run for it now." Rabia shrieks with delight, claps her hands, and then says, "Oh, what's that?" And over the dunes came the Duchess herself, old Betsy. And just as the warning horns from the watchtowers blared, up came Duke. The two of you give me dexterity saving throws to see if you can avoid the metal ball as you make your way to the decks of the Duchess. Oof. You only need to beat a 14 since you're in a 100-foot cube.
12 plus 1 minus 4, right? Wait.
You
So
would have
9.
recovered one level of exhaustion at this point.
Cool. Okay, so it's still a 10 or an 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
not great.
Mine was an 8.
An 8. Young Joseph, despite his belch, you hear, "Oh, I would duck." And then each of you take 6 bludgeoning damage as the ball ricochets against Cadmus's dome and then immediately hits you square in the sternum before continuing to wreak absolute havoc in the middle of the camp. It's knocking out Zentrum. It's completely breaking wagons. You hear glass and clay pots shattering. You hear the camels kind of rearing.
That's crazy. Just a marble of death.
Yeah, it literally says it moves at rapid speed, bouncing off walls and defying any attempts to capture it. It remains active for 1 minute.
Jeez.
That's 10 rounds.
That's diabolical.
Amazing.
Can you give me a D4 roll?
Yeah, man.
Oh no.
That is a 1.
2 camels rear up and only 1 horse dies. It could have been worse with the D4 as the workshop wrecker completely begins to wreck the Zentrum camp, providing the perfect distraction for you to make it to the Duchess. You all see Sapphira standing at the gates, probably somewhere inside Cadmus is ducking and dodging a wrecking ball. There is a nice wide hole created by the wrecking ball in the side of one of the fences for you to slip out of, and you all see sailors. How are you aura farming?
Yeah, I've got my skiff out. The other skiff is out. It's like, but it's like the sails filled up. Just stand there, just give that whistle. Just stand there, and go, yo, misfits, time to hustle you caboozles. Let's go.
Yes.
Do you all go running towards the ship?
I asked Rabia if she'll come with me. Oh.
Give me a persuasion check with
We're about to
advantage. Your friends are kind of
on
aura
top of
farming
this
here.
With advantage.
Situation is about to come on board the ship.
That's a 14 plus 3 minus 2, so 15?
15.
Come with me.
We broke the DM.
That was, she unholstered upon me. I wasn't ready to be Riz today, guys.
Yeah, girl.
She chuckles. Well, I guess it could be fun. No, we're not doing that. And she kind of runs up the decks, or up the gangplank.
Yeah, it's good.
Next to you. To you all, she looks like a bipedal woman.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
with long braided hair.
yeah, we sort of
We're both
point.
like,
I can explain.
You know, we ain't got time for that.
Friend of Sapphira's.
This is Rabia.
All right, time to go.
Okay.
Behind you, young Joseph comes roaming over. Joseph the younger and goes, we might want to make our escape now.
Yes.
no.
Come with me. Just come on.
No, he says, please. I think I've been waiting for that my whole life.
And then as he comes up the gangplank, we just go.
We can explain.
All right.
This is brilliant.
At this point, with so many people on this thing.
This is my favorite campaign.
So many situationships on this
wow.
ship.
Wild.
It's the situation
Ship! Did it. Called it. Well done. Deborah effing Wild right now.
Deborah effing Wild. You only have a couple of seconds until the workshop wrecker's magic stops. The Zentrum are rapidly kind of recovering, seeing that their valuable ransom has gone out the window. They take after you, not exactly familiar with a brand new logo like yours. They are familiar with you. And some of them have a bit of a bone to pick because the Dukes and the Zentrum, sometimes they get along and sometimes they don't. Really depends on the season.
Hey, so they're chasing after us? How many?
Yes, you see the camp begin to rally as they all chase after you, eager to get information about what happened to the expeditionary camp and what happened to the research. Something they've been questioning you about this entire time. You get the sense that perhaps they were about to resort to more grisly methods of information extraction if it weren't for the fact that Joseph the Younger and Sailor came to your aid. The Duchess is quick, even with the maximum sort of number of passengers she can carry. She has been brought back to her former glory with a skill that is unmatched. You and your sister did your work well. You do notice that Gnarly does have a hand on Hobnip's shoulder and is kind of helping Lil P sort of drive this thing.
But I am driving, to be clear.
Yes. Just as you begin to pull away, feeling that you've made your escape, these two other Zentrum vessels so far behind you on the dunes, and clearly they're not as skilled craftsmen nor as skilled at this ability, I guess, as you and your sister are. There's no way they could possibly catch up with you. And then you see it. A single metal cylinder kind of flying through the air from one of the skiffs far behind you. It lands in the sand in front of you, lets off the smallest ding.
Oh, hell.
And as it does, from the sand emerges Betsy's Doom, a giant purple worm. Roll for initiative!